Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, today I had this idea that I would show off Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on Game Boy Advance. And by show off, I mean show off how bad it is. Now, all of the Sonic 1 ports are basically the same. We've seen them many times on Sonic Mega Collection. There was a smartphone version. There's a standalone version on Steam before they pushed the Sonic Origins version, which is basically the same. Some versions of Sonic 1 have the spin dash, some don't. The original doesn't. This one is not like those other ports. Now, we're looking at the demo running, and you can immediately see something is wrong, but I actually want to play it, so let's stop the demo, and let's go back to the screen. This is the Game Boy Advance version of Sonic 1. Again, most of the ports you've seen throughout your life are basically the same, except that some of them have the spin dash. This one is different. This one is bad. I think Anniversary Mode means he has the spin dash. Original Mode means he don't. Let's see if we have some of the game completed. We do. So we'll do the Anniversary Edition. Let's do Green Hill Zone Act 1. And then we'll skip ahead to Springyard Zone Act 1, just so I can show two different levels, and we can see how bad this Sonic 1 port is on the Game Boy Advance. Alright, Green Hill Zone Act 1. As I said, we'll do Act 1 of Green Hill Zone, then we'll do Act 1 of Springyard Zone, just to show a different level. And right off the bat, you saw in the demo, the camera is so zoomed in. And that bothers me because I can't see what's ahead. Now, in Green Hill Zone, you can get away with this. In the later levels, I think it'll be tougher. But I hate how zoomed in the camera is. Maybe they thought they had to zoom it in because people were playing on a Game Boy Advance screen. I guess that's the explanation, but still, if you're playing the Game Boy Advance and you're playing this game, I think you would want to see what's ahead. Even at the sacrifice of making Sonic smaller and everything else smaller, I think you would have more fun seeing what's ahead than have it so focused in on Sonic. And also, the music. I mean, it's the same music, but it's not. The only way I could explain this is that it sounds like a MIDI file. It sounds like they're playing a MIDI file if people remember what that is. And so even though it's the same notes and everything, it just sounds so bad. I don't know how else to explain it. It sounds like if there was a Game Boy, not a Game Boy. It sounds like if there was a Game Gear version of this game. If there was a Game Gear version of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, maybe this is what it would sound like. There are Game Gear Sonic games, but not a direct port of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, so it just sounds different. Let's go ahead and go back to the main screen. We'll play Springyard Zone Act 1 just to show a different level, and then we'll wrap up the video. I don't even want to touch Marble Zone or Labyrinth Zone. I used to love Springyard Zone, I still do. But again, with the zoomed in camera, maybe I don't love it as much. I mean, everything looks the same except that it's so zoomed in. The mountains look the same. The clouds in the background, they look roughly the same. Oh, look at that slowdown. Look at that slowdown. I don't know if that slowdown was in the original. Oh, this is so bad. And one more thing I can point out besides the camera, the music, the slowdown. Sonic doesn't sound the same whenever he hits another enemy. Whenever he hits an enemy, it does not sound the same. So let's go find an enemy, and I'll show what I'm talking about. Where are they? Where are the enemies in this level? Oh no. The sound effects don't sound the same. That sounds the same, but again, we'll find an enemy right here. Oh no. There we go. It does not sound like how it does in the Sega Genesis version. Not at all. I can't describe how it sounds in the Sega Genesis version. We'd have to play it. But I think most players know it doesn't sound the same. Anyways, I think those are my main 4 complaints. The zoomed in camera, the music, the sound effects, the slowdown. What else could there be? I'm sure there's something that I'm missing. I just think it's a lazy port. I think Sega wanted to do a cash grab, and it was the anniversary of Sonic, and they thought, okay, let's port over Sonic 1 to Game Boy Advance. But let's put no effort into the port. I mean, even if they thought that zooming in the camera was a good idea, they could have done better on the music. I would think the Game Boy Advance is capable of better sounding music than this. And the sound effects, they could have done sound effects closer to how it sounds in the original. Instead they gave us this. Instead they gave us this for Sonic's anniversary. And I don't understand. I don't understand why they put so little effort into this port. And I just have to think it's a cash grab by Sega. And that is Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on Game Boy Advance. I wanted to show how bad it is. If I had to rate it, maybe 5.5 out of 10. It's that bad. The music is bad, the camera is bad, the sound effects are bad, the slowdown is bad. And I know it's still Sonic, so there's still some minor fun to be had, but I just think it's a disappointing port, and I can't believe the quality team at Sega let this pass by. So that's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on Game Boy Advance. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys soon.